Hello, my name is John A. Smith. I am a member of Highland Park Community of Christ. I've come to you to give you my testimony about dealing with COVID-19. I was very sick at home for about 2 weeks. I didn't go to the doctor because they said if you didn't have a fever or if you had a runny nose or you had mucus, then that means you didn't have COVID. And I didn't have a fever and I had mucus and everything. So I thought that I had a very bad flu. So I stayed at home for about 2 weeks, very sick. And one night I woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning and it was so much pressure on my chest I couldn't breathe. So I woke my husband up and had him finally take me to the doctor. When I got to the hospital, my oxygen was like 60 and it should be like 100. It should be 100, but it was like 60. So they immediately put me on oxygen and gave me a bunch of steroids and gave me x-rays and confirmed that I did have COVID-19. So I was in the hospital that day. Around the next day, later on that day, it became very hard for me to breathe. No matter what I did, I couldn't breathe. It was like every time you tried to breathe in, it was something stabbing you in your chest. So it was either breathe and be in pain or don't breathe and suffocate. And so at that time, my heart started going crazy, and they were saying that they were going to have to incubate me because I was going into heart failure. That was Friday, a Passover Friday, and I was scared. I was really scared. They called my mom. My mom told them to go ahead and do it, and so they gave me a bunch of drugs and doped me up, and then they incubated me. I put the tube down and put me on a ventilator. While I was on the ventilator, I didn't really remember anything, but all I remember laying in the bed, and I just kept hearing someone say, "Get up, just wake up, get up." And I didn't want to. I was so tired, and I was just tired. My body was tired, but I kept hearing something telling me, "Just get up, get up." And so then I just kept fighting to open my eyes to wake up. And when I wake up, it was 2 days later, and I woke up on Easter Sunday. I was so grateful that I had woken up. I didn't know that it was 2 days later. It only felt like a short amount of time I thought that it was just a couple hours later. But when I woke up, I found out I had been in a coma for 2 days. Um, just out with the machine breathing for me. And I just want to say that I believe that it was nothing but God there with me, walking me through the 3 days that He went down and came up. And when He was ready to come up, He brought me back with Him. And I came back with Him by my side. And I know that was Him because no one else could have got me through that and have me well. And since I've been woke, I've been getting a lot better. I've been able to talk more. I've been able to breathe more. I'm on less oxygen. And they are, at this time, turning my oxygen down slowly but surely until I can be completely off of it. But that was my experience going through this. And if I didn't have, I feel like if I didn't have the faith and the knowledge to know that it was time for me to ask for help from the hospital, because I could have went into cardiac arrest at home and end up dead at home. But something woke me up that night and told me it was time for me to go to the doctor and ask for help. And so as soon as I got here, that's when my heart started to go into cardiac arrest. But I was here in the hospital and able to get the assistance I needed. I have a coworker from my job. Was very healthy and strong, and he is a fitness trainer. And he passed away from this disease, from this virus. And he had no preconditions or anything. He had a 17-year-old and a 7-year-old. And he passed away Sunday. The day that I woke up, he left this world. And it's very painful. And I've had over 13 of my clients, my residents, they passed away as well from this. So for me to have just death all around me from this virus, and me to be able to be at my lowest and then come back, it makes me feel so grateful and so thankful for all the prayers and fasting and good well wishes that people send me, because I know how it felt. I know how I felt to just let go. And I know that he was very, very strong man. And for him to just let go because his body couldn't take anymore, it meant that he was in a lot of pain. And I wanted to just stop and let go because I was so tired. But something just kept telling me, just keep fighting, wake up, get up, breathe. And so that's what I kept doing, and I haven't stopped since. and I'm getting better, and I'm going to be all right. And I just want to thank God for everything, for looking over my family, for looking out for my friends, and looking out for me, because this was the first Easter I've ever not been with my family. So it was very hard for me. I have a husband of 13 years, and I have 3 children, one 13, one 7, and one 6. And I've never been without them for a holiday. And Easter is one of the biggest holidays in my family. So that really hurted me, but I know that I'm where I was supposed to be on Easter, and I was in my God's hands while He carried me through to today. And I just want everybody out there, just know, if you do have someone that is going through this, be very patient with them. And if they need to cry, let them cry. But just help them be strong, because you are isolated by yourself, and there's no one to talk to, and no one can come see you. And so it's very hard to try to stay strong when you don't have anybody there, an immediate contact to lean on or cry to. But sometimes I be wondering, like, why did I make it, and why didn't he not make it? I felt like he was more healthier than me, and he was more stronger than me. So why is he gone and I'm still here? But, I can't question God's purpose for me. I must have something to do here on this world and this earth, and it wasn't my time. But I am grateful for my life, for my God, for my family. But thank you guys for listening to me. And I just pray for everyone out there, and pray everyone stay safe, and make sure you guys are wearing your mask and your hand sanitizer and your gloves, and staying home and doing everything